Welcome to Reliable Prepper, where we help you stay one step ahead in an uncertain world. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most critical aspects of prepping, home defense. When a crisis hits, your home isn't just where you live, it's your sanctuary, your fortress, and possibly your last line of defense. Are you prepared to defend it? If you're not sure, stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to build a secure home defense plan that can stand up to any threat. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all things prepping. Let's get started. In a world filled with uncertainty, from natural disasters to civil unrest, your home defense plan is your first and most important layer of protection. Whether you're facing a large-scale societal collapse or a localized emergency, the ability to defend your home can mean the difference between safety and catastrophe. But let's be clear, home defense isn't just about having weapons. It's about fortifying your space, monitoring your surroundings, preparing your family, and ensuring that you have multiple layers of defense to keep you and your loved ones safe. So let's break it down, step by step, starting with one of the most important areas, barriers and fortifications. Think of your home as a fortress. The first step in home defense is to ensure that your fortress is as strong as possible. That starts with physical barriers and fortifications. First and foremost, your doors. You want to make sure your exterior doors are reinforced. That means installing steel or solid wood doors that can withstand a significant amount of force. A flimsy door is just an invitation for intruders to break in. Reinforced doors aren't just for the front of the house either. Think about your back doors, side entrances, or any basement doors. But just having a strong door isn't enough. You need heavy-duty locks. Deadbolts are a must, and you may want to consider smart locks that can provide extra security features like remote locking and unlocking, and even alert you when someone tries to tamper with them. Now, doors are only one part of the equation. Windows are another vulnerable point in your home. Glass is inherently weak, but you can make it more resilient by installing window security film. This film is shatter-resistant and helps prevent break-ins. For even more security, you might want to add window bars or grills to especially vulnerable windows. You should also consider security shutters, especially for areas with larger windows or sliding glass doors. These can be manually or electronically deployed to completely shield your windows from forced entry. And for emergency situations, keep plywood and other boarding materials on hand to quickly seal off broken windows or damaged parts of your home. You don't want to be scrambling to find materials in the middle of an emergency. The last piece of the puzzle when it comes to barriers and fortifications is your property perimeter. A sturdy fence, whether it's chain link, wooden, or metal, adds another layer of defense. Consider adding barbed wire or even an electric fence to the top for an extra deterrent. Additionally, sandbags can be used not just for flood defense, but to fortify windows and other entry points against forced entry. Your goal is to make your home as difficult as possible to penetrate. Remember, the harder it is for an intruder to get in, the more likely they are to move on to an easier target. Now that we've covered fortifications, let's move on to one of the most critical aspects of home defense: surveillance and monitoring. You need to know what's happening outside your home before it becomes a problem inside your home. That's where outdoor security cameras come into play. Wireless or solar-powered cameras are great because they remain functional even in a power outage. Place cameras at key points around your home, including entry doors, garage areas, and any side or backyards. Modern cameras often have motion detection, so they'll alert you when something or someone is approaching. But don't stop there. Motion-activated lights are a simple yet effective deterrent. When a bright light suddenly illuminates an intruder, it not only exposes them, but may scare them off before they even get close to your door. Another piece of technology to consider is a smart home security system. These systems allow you to monitor your home remotely and often come with features like video doorbells, window sensors, and more. They can alert you to break-ins or even allow you to trigger alarms remotely. For larger properties or areas that are difficult to monitor, consider battery-operated motion sensors. These sensors can be placed in driveways, gardens, or even at the edge of your property to alert you when someone crosses into your space. If you need to keep an eye on things at night, a set of night vision binoculars can be invaluable. These tools will help you monitor your property from a safe distance without drawing attention to yourself. Drones can also provide aerial surveillance. In a situation where you're defending a larger property, or if your home is situated in a rural area, Drones give you an overhead view of what's going on without putting yourself in harm's way. Don't overlook trail cameras either. These can be placed in wooded areas or along trails leading to your home. They can capture images and video of any movement, giving you an early warning if someone is approaching your property from a less obvious direction. Finally, a two-way communication intercom is helpful for talking to people at your door without having to open it. It's another way to establish distance between you and any potential threat. The key here is to stay ahead of the problem. The earlier you detect a threat, the more time you have to respond effectively. Of course, surveillance and monitoring aren't enough on their own. You need alarms and alert systems to notify you of potential threats when you're not actively watching. Basic window and door alarms are inexpensive and easy to install. These will trigger a loud noise if someone attempts to break in through a window or door. You can also install glass break sensors, which will activate if the sound of breaking glass is detected. Now, loud alarms are a great deterrent, but in some situations, you may want to consider silent alarms. These systems alert you or the authorities without tipping off the intruder. This can be especially useful in scenarios where you need time to prepare or escape. In addition to traditional alarms, don't underestimate the effectiveness of simple noisemakers. Devices that create a sudden loud noise, like blanks or even air horns, can startle and disorient intruders, giving you valuable time to respond. And for those of you looking for non-technology-based alerts, whistles and personal alarms are compact and can be carried with you at all times. If you're inside your home and need to alert others in the house, or even nearby neighbors, blowing a whistle or activating a personal alarm can quickly call attention to your situation. While fortifications and surveillance help prevent break-ins, deterrents are just as important in making your home an unappealing target in the first place. One of the simplest and most cost-effective deterrents is security signage. Even if you don't have a professionally installed system, placing signs that say, "Protected by Security Company" or 24/7 surveillance in effect around your property can discourage potential intruders. If you can't afford a full camera system, fake security cameras are another effective deterrent. From a distance, they look real and may cause someone to think twice before targeting your home. Dummy alarms, devices that look like functioning alarms but don't actually work, are also effective in giving the illusion of a more secure home. The goal is to make your home look difficult and unappealing to anyone with bad intentions. Adding "Beware of dog" signs, even if you don't have a dog, is another excellent strategy. The fear of encountering an aggressive dog is often enough to keep potential intruders at bay. Lastly, consider installing spotlights around your property. Bright, well-lit areas are far less attractive to criminals who prefer to operate in the shadows. Let's shift our focus now to non-lethal defensive options. Sometimes it's necessary to protect your home and family without resorting to lethal force. Non-lethal weapons can incapacitate or drive off an intruder while minimizing the risk of permanent harm. Pepper spray is one of the most commonly used non-lethal defensive tools. It's effective, easy to use, and can temporarily blind and incapacitate an attacker. It's important to have multiple cans of pepper spray in different areas of your home for easy access. Another effective tool is a taser or stun gun. These devices deliver an electrical shock that can immobilize an attacker for several minutes, giving you time to escape or call for help. They are especially useful in close quarters defense. If you have a shotgun for home defense, you might want to consider using beanbag rounds. These rounds deliver a powerful impact without penetrating the body, causing significant pain and temporary incapacitation. Rubber bullets can also be used in firearms as a non-lethal option. They are designed to deliver blunt force trauma rather than penetrate, and they can be very effective in deterring or incapacitating intruders without causing life-threatening injuries. Batons are another non-lethal option, especially useful in close encounters. A well-placed strike can disable an attacker without the need for lethal force. Another tool that can double as both a light source and a non-lethal defense is a high-powered flashlight with a strobe setting. The strobe effect can disorient an attacker, giving you the upper hand. It also serves the dual purpose of illuminating dark areas where an intruder might try to hide. You may also want to keep whip-style self-defense tools on hand. These flexible tools can strike with enough force to cause significant pain and deter attackers without the need for direct confrontation. If you're concerned about early alerts, personal siren devices are another great option. These devices emit a high-pitched, loud noise that can scare off attackers or alert neighbors to your situation. Of course, there may be situations where non-lethal options are not enough, and in those moments, you may need to rely on lethal defensive weapons to protect your home and loved ones. Firearms are often the go-to choice for home defense, and with good reason. They provide a powerful deterrent and a means of self-defense against threats. Whether you prefer handguns, rifles, or shotguns, it's important to make sure you're trained and comfortable with using them. If you're relying on firearms for home defense, make sure you have a stockpile of ammunition as well as spare magazines that can be loaded and ready to go in an emergency. Additionally, keep holsters and storage solutions easily accessible but secure so you can quickly arm yourself when needed. But firearms aren't the only lethal option. Crossbows and compound bows are excellent alternatives, especially if you want a quieter form of defense. Bows provide significant stopping power with the added advantage of not giving away your position with noise. Tactical blades, such as knives and machetes, are essential tools for both survival and defense. A well-maintained knife can be used in close quarters to defend against an attacker, and larger blades like machetes offer increased reach and power. Axes and hatchets serve a similar function to machetes, but with added versatility. These tools can be used both as weapons and as tools for chopping wood or other survival tasks. Keep them sharpened and easily accessible. If you prefer a more primitive option, spears or polearms can be incredibly effective for defense. They give you a long reach and can be used to keep an attacker at a distance while delivering powerful strikes. For those looking for more unconventional weapons, slingshots with steel ball bearings offer a silent yet deadly option. When properly aimed, they can cause serious injury or incapacitate a threat. Finally, tactical throwing stars or tomahawks can be thrown with precision and force, giving you the ability to engage threats from a distance. These tools also double as multifunctional survival gear, making them valuable additions to your home defense arsenal. But defending your home isn't just about what weapons you have, it's also about what gear you have to protect yourself and your family in the event of a confrontation. First on the list should be bulletproof vests. Depending on your threat assessment, you may want to invest in vests rated for various threat levels. For instance, a vest rated for higher caliber rounds may be necessary if you're facing armed threats. In addition to vests, consider tactical helmets to protect your head from projectiles, shrapnel, or other blunt force impacts. The last thing you want in a defensive situation is a debilitating head injury. Riot shields are another excellent form of protection, especially if you need to move through your home while under threat. A shield allows you to block incoming attacks while still being able to defend yourself. Gas masks should also be in your inventory. If tear gas, smoke bombs, or chemical agents are used by attackers, a gas mask will allow you to continue defending your home without being incapacitated by the fumes. Fireproof gloves and Kevlar gloves are also essential for protecting your hands, particularly if you need to handle hot materials, sharp objects, or even firearms for an extended period. Your hands are your primary tools, and you'll need to protect them to ensure you can maintain your defense. Tactical goggles can protect your eyes from debris, glass, and other potential hazards during an altercation. Whether it's dust from a broken window or smoke from a fire, you'll want your vision to remain clear and unobstructed. Let's move on to fortifying supplies. Things you'll need not just for defensive measures, but also to reinforce your home after an incident or during an ongoing threat. Sandbags are invaluable not just for flood defense, but also for creating barriers to reinforce windows, doors, or even specific areas inside your home. They can absorb impacts from bullets or blunt objects and help prevent break-ins. Barbed wire and razor wire are excellent deterrents for anyone trying to breach your perimeter. You can use them on fences, on rooftops, or even to fortify walls or other weak points. For even stronger fortifications, consider concrete blocks or cinder blocks. These can be used to build temporary walls or barriers to strengthen your home's defenses, especially around entry points. Heavy-duty zip ties are incredibly versatile. You can use them to secure loose items, reinforce structures, or even create makeshift restraints if necessary. Nails, screws, and hammers are also essential. In a prolonged emergency, you'll likely need to make repairs or reinforce your home's defenses. Keep these tools in easy-to-reach places so you can quickly fortify weak spots. Crowbars and drills with backup batteries are other essential tools for any prepper. Crowbars can be used to secure windows or pry open doors in an emergency, while a cordless drill can quickly reinforce structures. Make sure you have plenty of extra drill bits and screws on hand as well. Lastly, A welding torch can be invaluable for making stronger, more permanent repairs, especially to metal surfaces. While it's not something everyone has experience with, having one available and learning how to use it could make a critical difference in fortifying your home. Next, let's talk about backup power and lighting. During an emergency, the power grid may go down and you'll need to rely on your own resources to keep your home lit and your security systems running. Solar-powered floodlights are a fantastic investment. They store energy during the day and can automatically light up at night, providing continuous illumination even during power outages. Position them around your home to keep all entry points well lit. Battery-powered lanterns should be a staple in your backup lighting plan. These can be placed throughout your home to ensure you have light no matter where you are. Keep a stockpile of extra batteries on hand to ensure they continue to function. A portable generator is also a great addition to your home defense plan. With the ability to power your security system, cameras, and lights, it ensures that you stay protected even if the grid goes down. Be sure to keep extra fuel or solar panels for charging, depending on the type of generator you have. Battery banks for your security cameras are another essential backup. If the power goes out, these banks will keep your cameras running long enough for you to stay informed and alert until power is restored. Candles and oil lamps are more traditional lighting options, but they can be invaluable in long-term power outages. Just be sure to place them safely to avoid fire hazards, especially in a tense situation. Finally, glow sticks are an inexpensive and safe way to provide temporary lighting in critical areas. Keep several packs stored away for emergency use. In a defensive scenario, communication is key. If your home is under threat, you need reliable ways to communicate with your family, neighbors, or even outside help. Two-way radios are an excellent solution for this. They allow you to stay in constant contact with family members in different parts of the house or property. Make sure to get radios with a good range and keep them charged or have extra batteries on hand. Walkie-talkies with rechargeable batteries serve the same purpose and are often easier to use. They're great for quick communication in close quarters and can be a lifesaver if you need to coordinate with someone outside the home. An emergency radio with a hand crank should be in your prepping kit as well. This allows you to stay informed about emergency broadcasts, weather updates, or government alerts even if the power is out and cell service is down. For longer range communication, a CB radio or shortwave radio might be necessary. These devices allow you to reach out to others outside of your immediate area, making them ideal for larger-scale emergencies where you need to communicate with neighboring communities or authorities. Backup cell phones can be helpful, especially if your primary phone is damaged or out of battery. Keep them charged and stored in a safe place for emergency use. Finally, don't overlook landline phones if they are available in your area. They often remain operational when cell networks fail, and they can be a reliable backup method of communication in a crisis. Home defense isn't just about having the right gear. It's also about having a solid plan in place. Knowing what to do and when to do it is just as important as having the tools to defend yourself. One of the most important elements of emergency preparedness is creating a detailed evacuation plan. This should include a map of your home that clearly marks all entry and exit points, as well as any safe rooms or fortified areas where your family can retreat to if needed. Make sure everyone in your household knows the layout and can identify these points quickly, even in the dark or under stress. You'll also want to establish a plan for communication during a crisis. This means having a list of emergency contacts ready, whether it's family, trusted neighbors, or local authorities, so you can reach out for help or coordinate defense efforts. Keep these contacts written down somewhere accessible in case phones or electronics fail. Another key component of home defense is practicing regular security drills. These should simulate different threat scenarios such as break-ins, home invasions, or natural disasters. Practice how to secure doors and windows, where to position family members, and how to communicate effectively. Remember, muscle memory is crucial in stressful situations, and drills can help ensure that everyone responds quickly and effectively when seconds count. It's also essential to set up a meeting point for after an event. If your family is forced to flee the home, everyone should know where to regroup. Whether it's a neighbor's house, a nearby park, or another pre-arranged location, having a plan for this increases the chances of reuniting quickly and safely. For families with children, make sure they know what to do in an emergency. This includes teaching them how to lock doors and windows, where to hide if necessary, and how to stay quiet and calm during a potential threat. Make the drills age-appropriate but consistent so that in a real emergency, everyone knows their role. Home defense is about more than just owning weapons or reinforcing a door. It's about creating a layered strategy that includes barriers, monitoring, and preparation. Each element we've discussed today, from fortifying your home with reinforced doors and security cameras to arming yourself with the right tools and training your family to respond, contributes to a holistic approach to keeping you safe. The world we live in can be unpredictable, but with the right mindset and preparation, you can ensure that your home remains your safe haven, no matter what happens. So take action today. Walk through your home with a critical eye, identify weaknesses, and start implementing some of the strategies we discussed. And don't forget, home defense isn't something you do once and forget about. Regularly evaluate and update your plan, practice drills, and stay informed on new security technologies. Your home and family's safety depend on it. Thank you for tuning into Reliable Prepper today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more prepping and survival content. Hit that bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.